I'm Martin Caraher. I'm Professor of Food and Health Policy at City University of London. My research relates to food around inequality, so I'm particularly interested in food insecurity and food poverty and the choices people, particularly on low incomes, have that are constrained around these issues. And related to that, I've got issues like fast food, which is overused by people on low income and why that is. And it's about why they have fewer options available to them. So basically my work is focused on food poverty. Features every day because the food system itself is complex and it's not a logical system. We try to break it down and keep it simple. The old adage, keep it simple, comma stupid. But actually it's complex because business interests conflict with nutrition interests, with food supply interests, with ecology interests. So it's complex, but also there are huge battles going on within the food system, which we all need to be aware of. Well, systems thinking helps me in terms of research by helping to break down a process. So you can look at any supply chain from beginning to end, from farm to fork. But once you break it down, it also uncovers other complexities within there. And you then have to go into those other complexities. Why do people make food choices? What are the food choices on offer to people? Why does the industry make certain food choices available over others? So there are other complexities within there. Food systems is like a model, and what models do in the first place is they make life more simple. They make what's a really complex system appear simple at first instance, which is good because it's then communicable to people, so people can see what's happening. But after that, there is another level of complexity hidden within that. IFSTAL is useful to City University in a number of ways. The Centre for Food Policy is probably the core user of IFSTAL because our students are engaged with food. Having said that, people from other departments and schools within City also buy into IFSTAL. So, for example, from Cath and Health. So they have an interest. But it's useful because people don't come with an idea that there is a food system. So psychologists come thinking this is just about food choice and individuals and food choice, and they suddenly realize that there's a whole level of complexity behind that. The second advantage of IFSTAL for us is that it exposes our students to other ways of thinking from other institutions within the IFSTAL network. So they link with within City, but also outside of City. They link with lawyers, they link with ecologists, they link with vets, and that gives them another perspective on what can be sometimes a pretty narrow focus. Can benefit from IFSTAL by having those wider networks, and that's for future career development. You know, maybe in 2 years' time you suddenly think, oh, I met somebody at an IFSTAL event who knows about this, I can go and talk to them. But it also, at the point of contact, exposes them to different ways of thinking. I mean, you could strip out food and say this is about systems thinking. And for anybody, they can apply that to their own area of interest, so that be psychology, or health, so they can take the systems thinking and apply it. They can equally build in the food issue. So it's useful for them at the point of contact, but also for future development and for future work contacts in the near future. It's also potentially very useful for future research as people build up multidisciplinary teams, because most of the research councils now want multidisciplinary research. So you just don't put in a psychology application, you put in a psychology application with food systems people, with agronomists, with ecologists, and that will give people links for future development in their research careers.